Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a farmer named Ramu. He had one son named Bittu. Ramu loved his son very much, but he was worried about him. Bittu was young and full of energy, but he wasted his whole day playing with friends, sleeping late, and roaming around the fields with no work in mind. One morning, Ramu decided it was time to teach his son an important lesson. He called Bittu near him and said softly, "My dear son, go to that old wooden box in the corner. Inside it, you will find my father's clock. Bring it to me." Bittu ran and found the old clock. It was small, a bit rusty, but it still ticked. He brought it to his father. Ramu held the clock in his hand for a moment, then said, "Take this clock to the village market. Ask people what they think it is worth. Come back and tell me what they say." Bittu took the clock and walked to the market. He showed it to the vegetable seller, the tailor, the tea stall owner, and many others. Some said, "This clock looks old, maybe 200 rupees. Others said, "It's still working well. I would pay 600 rupees. One man even said, "This look like an antique, maybe 1000 rupees. Bittu came home and told his father everything. Everyone gave a different price. Now two peoples agreed. Ramu nodded and smiled. "Good, now keep the clock back in the box." The next morning, Ramu called Bittu again. "Bring me the same clock." Bittu bought it once more. This time, Ramu said something strange. "Go to the market again, but this time, don't ask the price of the clock. Ask peoples the price of the time inside this clock." Bittu was puzzled. How can anyone put a price on time? But he respected his father, so he went. In the market, he stopped people one by one and asked, "Can you tell me the price of the time inside this clock?" People started at him like he had gone mad. The tea seller laughed and waved him away. The tailor said, "What a silly question. Boy, go home." A few children even mocked him. Bittu felt his face turn red with embarrassment. He almost turned back, but then he reaches a small shop at the corner of the market. An old man named Gopal sat there, quietly repairing watches and clocks, just as he had done for the last 40 years. Bittu, feeling a little shy, asked him the same question. Gopal stopped his work. He looked up at the boy with kind, wrinkled eyes and gently smiled. He understood the real meaning behind the question. He said slowly, "Bittu, sit down for a moment. Listen carefully. Nobody can put a price on time. A rich man can offer his whole future, but he cannot buy back even 1 second that has already passed. That's why time is more precious than gold or silver." Bittu sat quietly, listening. Gopal continued, "Time has two sides. One side is sad. Once it passed, it's never come back. The other side is a gift. You get to choose how to spend it. Every person in the world, rich or poor, gets the same 24 hours in a day. The only difference between a successful man and a wasted life is how those hours will used." Something shifted inside Bittu at that moment. He thanked Gopal with a full heart and walked home slowly, thinking about every word. When he reaches the home, he told his father everything that had happened. The market, the laughter, and finally the wise words of the old clock repairer. Ramu listened silently, then placed his hand on his son's shoulder and smiled with pride. He didn't need to say anything more. The lesson was already learned. From that day, Bittu changed. He woke up early, helped his father in the field, and started learning a small trade in the village. He stopped wasting his hours and being working with purpose. Every time he looked at the old clock, he remembered Gopal's words. Friends, time is free for everyone, but it is priceless. You cannot buy it. You cannot save it for later. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. So use your time wisely, starting today.